Alright, I just reset my recording. Let's do this, shall we? Let's go, Ainsbark. Yeah, so as I was saying, I think I kind of cut myself off because I was going to level up. But my assumption here is that this is going to be Radahn / Mo. Both, maybe? I know you fight Radahn at some point during this, because that got spoiled by a thumbnail on YouTube for me. And also I heard, as I said, in the church, I spoke to Freya as well as Ainsbark, and they were talking about fighting in glorious battle and things like that. And she was talking about how her Lord Radahn would fight again in glorious battle. But this is interesting. And he's talking about how he must end Moog and... Interesting. Let's do it, shall we?
My loyal blade and champion of the festival. Both your deeds will ever be praised in song. Now, the vow will be honored, and my Lord Brother's soul will return, so that he may be my consort.
It is indeed Radahn. I have chills right now. Whoa, wait, buddy.
General Radahn, a pleasure to see you. But those remains do not belong to you. Lord Moog will have his dignity.
Interesting. It seems thematic to kill him with Scarlet Rot. He does a fuck ton of damage though. Phase 2. Mikola.
Lord Brother. At long last you are returned. Tarnished one. Aspiring Lord of the Old Order. If you have known sin, if you grieve for this world, then yield the path forward to us. To I, Mikola, and my promised consort, Radahn.
Jesus! Fucking fuckballs. I don't understand how he's brought Radahn back. Like, I understand in theory.
My loyal blade and champion of the festival. Both your deeds will ever be praised in song. Now, the vow will be honored, and my lord brother's soul will return, so that he may be my consort.
Radahn, a pleasure to see you after all this time. But those remains do not belong to you. Lord Moog will have his dignity.
Lord brother, at long last you are returned. Tarnished one, aspiring lord of the old order, if you have known sin, if you grieve for this world, then yield the path forward to us. To I, Mikola, and my promised consort, Radahn.
Beautiful.
I promise you, 1,000-year voyage guided by compassion.
Broken. Nice. Well, that can't be good. That can't be good. Holy shit balls! Oh, I did it. The blade proc. The remembrance of a god and a lord. I'm really annoyed Ainsbark died, but you know. Let us go together. Interesting. Do I view the memory? Interesting.
Lord brother. I'm going to be a god. If we honor our part of the vow, promise me you'll be my consort.
That makes sense, I guess.
Make the world a gentler place.
Hmm. Circlet of light. A circle of white which adorned Miquella's head as he returned in divine aspect. It just began to fade into nothingness. Slightly boost intelligence, faith, and arcane, while also boosting the power of Miquella's light. Interesting. This circle was to be the very foundation upon which Miquella's age of compassion would be built, should it have ever come to pass. Zoom up here. Yep. There's +1 to int, faith, and arcane. Wait, bud. Let me go to Trina. This is the only other thing I can think of, by the way. Trina's blossom. Since Trina's life withered and fell as fleeting as the seasons, at her last she left a single water lily. Slightly boost max FP. Despite the velvety purple hue, the flower is in no way poisonous. It merely blooms in quietude. Particularly what is intriguing me here, by the way, is the fact that I didn't get credits or anything. That definitely felt like the end. Pure Blood Knight Ainsbach. Go see if Ainsbach is there. This way somewhere. Oh, hello. Furious Blade of Ainsbach. He finally died. Feels like there should be credits for the DLC or something. But anyway, that was very fun. That's at the very least going to be the end of this episode. We'll see if there's anything else for me to do. There is some more exploring I can do, so I guess I might make some videos on that. We'll see. I'm intrigued that I got the come with me gesture, and I can't think of where the fuck I would use it. I can't think of any other NPCs that are still alive that have relevance to this. I don't know. I guess technically you haven't finished the game, right? Because you could do this before you beat Mikola. Not Mikola, Millennia. Not Millennia, fucking Marika. Too many M sounds. Alright, we're back. So the only other person that exists is this lady over here. Reduvia is fun. Should have used it sooner. I'm interested in what she says when I'm wearing this helmet.
Heaven's great and gallant sculpted keeper, I know it in my bones. Thy deed is done. A worthy deed, no doubt, to bring our foes what surely was deserved recompense. Oh, heaven hath borne witness to our plight. Thy gleaming wrath and unparalleled dance. Though a trifle it might seem to thee, I have prepared a dish in celebration. 'Twould please me much if thou might partake. Partake, partake, until thou art sated.
For me, scorpion stew.
O sculpted keeper, I offer my thanks. Thou danced with passing wrath and beauty, such that rightfully avenged we would be. I have never known such joy as this.
It strikes me, I don't necessarily know if she's saying because I beat Mikola, or whether she's saying this because I beat Mesmer. You know what I mean?
Sculpted, oh grey wert thou by this old maid, unduly pushed into facing such labours as thou didst. Has our grave resentment fettered thee? With such bounteous fury didst thou dance. I cannot presume thou didst not suffer. Please, I ask thee, allow thyself some rest. None of the tower would dare interfere, and if one should, I'll see to them myself.
Interesting. Sorry, I thought that was repeated dialogue at the start.
Apologies, O noble visitor. But wouldst thou permit me a little rest? Mine eyes are oft apt to glaze over. The years taking their toll, 'tis plain to see. Even telling dream from reality is a task increasingly beyond me. Apology, but wouldst...
Well, we got some shit. Let's have a look at some of this stuff and then we'll end the episode. Remembrance of Radahn, consort of Miquella, hewn into the Erdtree. The power of its namesake can be unlocked with the finger reader, alternatively can be used to gain a great bounty of runes. In their childhood, Miquella saw in Radahn a lord, his strength and his kindness that stood in stark contrast with that their afflicted selves. And so Miquella made his heartfelt wish that Radahn would one day be his king consort. As I said ages ago now, but there was lore going through saying that Radahn was quite friendly with Miquella and Malenia. Like, he liked his siblings quite a lot. But what's interesting, I guess half-siblings technically, because I think he was the daughter of Rennala and Radahn, so he is... Radagon, rather. Rennala and Radagon. So they're technically half-siblings. But they apparently got on quite well, as it points out here, his strength and his kindness. Which makes it interesting that Malenia attacked him in the first place, back in the whatever war before, where she Scarlet Rodded all of Caelid by fighting Radahn. I do wonder whether or not he was doing that to try and force him to be the consort for Miquella. I wonder if that was the case. Ainsbark's mask. An iron mask of Sir Ainsbark, giving the appearance of a quiet, wise, old bearded man. But an old fear lurks beneath, together with the cold, unflinching discipline that once honed his blade, now employed to enhance blood oath and dynastic skills. The embroidered crest of the Pureblood Knights has now all but faded away. Slightly enhances blood oath and dynastic skills. Ainsbark understood that keeping his oath and his old master was not an act of logic, nor would it bear any justice. But it was for those very reasons he was unable to let go. Manchettes of Sir Ainsbark, black leather adorned with gold embroidery. Slightly enhances blood oath and dynastic skills. Boots of Sir Ainsbark, black leather adorned with gold embroidery. Obsidian Lamina? 'Tis a scythe. Signature weapon of the Pureblood Knight Ainsbark, a viciously keen and slender scythe made for combat. The obsidian edge relies not upon trickery to fulfill its violent purpose. Through skill alone, the wielder can rip and rend through foes, sowing blossoms of red upon the battlefield. Dynastic sickle play. A finessed, evasive skill that creates space to maneuver. Inputs dictate direction of the backstep. Follow up with strong attacks to perform an advanced upward slash. Press strong attack again to bring the weapon back down. And he has this incantation. Cleave through enemies with blood flame blade, summoned from side of the hand. Incantation of Ainsbark, Pureblood Knight. Produces a blood flame blade from the side of the hand, then launches at enemies to cleave through them. Charge to increase the number of slashes. Markedly different from the finesse swordplay of the Dynast, this is an aggressive last resort of an incantation that gave rise to Ainsbark's fearsome reputation. Cool. And then we have the Scorpion Stew. Scorpion simmered in the black soup. An exquisite dish chock full of mouth-watering scorpion claws. Boosts physical damage negation temporarily and gradually restores a great amount of HP. The thoughts and feelings of the cook melt and blend into the stew, but those who can distinguish the taste of love are few and far between. Partake, partake until thou art sated. Interesting. I am kind of interested to know if anybody knows. Tell me in the comments would be nice. But do you get the dialogue from her after you beat Mesmer, or do you get the dialogue after you beat Miquella / Radahn? Because I'm kind of interested one way or the other. Because it would make sense kind of either way to me. It makes more sense if it's after Mesmer, to be honest, but I could see it going both ways. Alright, let us go to Round Table. This one here, which is the Wild Boar Rider. We have Sword Lance, weapon once wielded by Commander Gaius, a combination of greatsword and lance. Weighty and capable of being brought to bear with great force, this armament shows its true potential when used astride a mount. Gaius himself was never without his ball. Spinning Gravity Thrust, a gravity skill honed by the disciples of the Alabaster Lord. Uses gravitational magic to hang in the air before rotating the body and charging forward. An additional input follows up with a follow-up attack. Then we have Blades of Stone, great gravity manipulation sorcery of Commander Gaius. Pulls blade like clumps of rock from the earth, charging and greatness potency. Gaius and Radahn were good rivals in their youth, and this sorcery is a product of their friendly competition. Okay. Then we have the Sunflower. I'm 90% sure I read this. Yes, I did. We get the Shadow Sunflower Blossom. The head of a monstrous Shadow Sunflower manifestation of the Skidoo Tree. Then again, it might be just a flower, wielded as a weapon. Much like the Skidoo Tree itself in appearance, a second stalk winds tightly around the first, almost as if in a tender embrace. Shadow Sunflower Headbutt. Slam down the blossom of the large Shadow Sunflower, sending out a shockwave that flattens foes. Repeated inputs allow for up to 2 follow-up attacks. It is a colossal weapon, interesting. Is it just I guess it's just the body of the fucking flower, right, is the idea? Then you have Land of Shadow. 58 faith, damn. Fires a hail of golden projectiles towards foes. Incantation originating from Skidoo Tree avatars. Creates a hail of golden projectiles that are fired towards foes after a brief delay. This incantation channels the force of the Skidoo Tree's power, and its gold is accompanied by shadow. And then we have Remembrance of Ramina. We have her glaive, Albard. Weapon of Ramina, Saint of the Bud, a scarlet glaive with a dangling bud-like blade. Attack causes build-up of rot. Once in the crumbling burning church, Ramina held the bud in speechless silence. That bud will become her blade. And you get Ramina's Purification. Imbue bud blade with scarlet rot butterflies before unleashing 2 large sweeping slashes. This was once considered a sacred act of purification. And you get a cool looking spell, summons countless butterflies to scatter rot. Incantation used by Ramina, Saint of the Bud. Summon a myriad of butterflies while performing a gentle twirl. The butterflies break apart on contact, scattering rot and setting off a chain reaction. The scarlet butterflies are as the goddess of rot's wings. Bereft of a master, they were soothed by Ramina, who reached out to them. Interesting. I mean, I'll take that because it's an incantation. Interesting. Greatsword of Radahn, Lord. Greatsword of Black Steel wielded by Radahn in his youth, a pair of weapons decorated with lion's mane motif. These were in the possession immediately before his triumph over the stars, the swords of a lord who does not rely on physical strength and gravity alone. Promised consort, imbue the 2 great swords with the light of Mikola, then deliver a slashing attack accompanied by columns of light. Additional inputs allow for up to 2 follow-up attacks. They take int, interestingly. They do magic damage. Then we have Greatsword of Radahn, Light. Light speed slash. Assume a luminous form and leap forward to deliver a downward slash at the speed of light. Jesus. This attack will be followed up by an additional light attack. Charges to increase the power of the skill and number of follow-up attacks. Once again, interestingly, it scales with int. I guess it makes sense because it's Radahn, right? Who uses gravity magic. And then we have Light of Mikola. The strength of Mikola upon his deific return, wielded as an incantation, annihilates foes with a pillar of light. Mikola sought to accept all that was and would be, but found one that refused to be embraced. No wonder, as one god and one king consort is all the world needs. 72 faith. That is the highest faith requirement of any spell in the game, I believe. The strength of Mikola upon his deific return, wielded as an incantation. Mikola sought to accept all that was and would be, but found one that refused to be embraced. No wonder, as one god and one king consort is all the world needs. Talking about his mother. I mean, I'm gonna take that, just because it looks awesome. Holy shit, that's a cool spell. It does more, what the fuck? Is there like a boss I haven't done? Also gives hyper armor. Okay, it's not an insane amount of damage, considering. I mean, I have the highest scaling faith thing. I have like 75 faith. I feel like I should be able to one-shot one of those fuckers if I cast a miracle that big, you know? I don't know. Whatever. Well, that's going to be it anyway. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.